Oh my god, I was muted. I hit my D. Anyways, oh, good morning, good night, or good evening. Today's match is. I already did my whole thing. I already did my whole spiel. But good morning. Today's match is going to be Evernight versus Luon, however you say his name. And you don't know already, the HP system did get raised to 1 mil instead of 800k. And right now it is 1 ban and then 1 protect. And bans do go first before protects, interestingly enough. But if you would like to know, Evernight went path of echoes. Echoes? Yes, why can't I read? They both actually went the path of echoes. Echoes? Why does that word sound wrong now? Anyways, he picked, Luon picked a no mod 5 ban. And Evernight picked a Hard Rock 3 ban. So neutral, we're going to see from Luon first. And neutrals are just going to be, the scores are worth 0.5%. And so if they deal damage, it's just going to be half the amount. Hey, but it looks like Luon's neutral is going to be DT2. And then Evernight's going to be normal 1. And Evernight will be the first pick. And funny enough, he's actually gonna go straight. No. Is he going straight into his pick? Or no? No, I don't think so. Anyways, he's going straight into No Mod 2. This map is fairly intense, very stam heavy. The beginning part is the most lighter intense. Yeah, it's just it's stam heavy. That's the main thing about the map. How's this one sound? Try fast. Alright, going into the map, we do see Luon on hidden. Personally, for me, I'm not doing that to myself. Who are already really heavy act drops coming from Luon's side. But Evernight not doing much better. Both players do seem to be holding. It's just the heavy act difference from Luon at 86 and Evernight at 95. This map is just a lot of quick goes and just cut streams. Your HP went to 0. Aye. Again, both players are holding, but there is going to be the 20k difference because of the AC advantage on Evernight's side. And just a reminder that hidden it's just a preference mod. Going into this mid section, they're both holding fairly well, which is a good sign after we get here, because there is a little bit of filler after this stem section. So we want to see them heavy hold combo before then, which they both seem to be doing fine. Not too much act drops coming from the both of them. A little bit now coming from Luon. Otherwise, not too much after this. There's gonna be the stream patterns are gonna come back, but it's gonna be more of like a zigzaggy kind of sense. but they do have a bit of time. I hope none of them break. I fucking lied. Luan broke on that fucking freaking slider. Girl, me too. But we still see Evernight FCing. I will reward myself with a good sleep. Good night. Sleep well. You did good playing today. Still an SC coming from Evernight. No combos come back for Luan. And that Ack is just not helping him at all. So that score is going to just start heavily growing even more. With already a 300k score difference. We might see an FC coming from Evernight. Luan definitely looked way more comfortable on that first half. And it wasn't until that second half where after that slow miss, it kind of just like went out the wind for him. Ooh, Evernight does finally find the miss. Almost an FC coming from him. A nice score, and Luan held on strong even though this was not his best skill set. He could not act as well, but he could combo. And what do we take? Combo over act. I'm kidding. We're gonna go into that Nomad 3. Okay, Purr. Okay, Purr. I love this song. This song is so good. Alright, this map is going to be 2-ish minutes. AR 9.5 and TS5. Yes, I'm right. I'm looking at the right one. Yes. He's blinking. What's happening? 3 p.m. 1:45. This again is like kind of a tappy heavy map, but just more finger control leaning. Yes. Pretty sure if I remember correctly. We did see a teeny bit of an early break coming from Luan at the start. I don't think it's going to make too much of a difference, but he has been struggling a lot more on accuracy compared to Evernight. Both players seem to be holding on strong, but that 50k score difference is definitely coming from that accuracy. Those bus lighters can really get you, but they both seem to break on it right at the very end. Good thing that they both did it at the same time, because going into this failure, if we would have seen just one of them, that would not be very good. Going into the last half of the map, both players seem to be able to hit during the... Oh, and we did find a miss from Luan. Going into this almost ulti section, those doubles seem to be really tripping up Luan. Evernight does seem fairly comfortable on this. That score gap is just going to grow. In this last quarter, there is two fairly strong patterns right at the end that could trip them up, but we shall see. There isn't too much time left of the map, so I don't think Luan is going to be able to take this one back over. Evernight sitting at 97 act. That is really good for this score. Let's see if they're both going to be able to hit it. And they both seem to. Oh, wow, let's go. That space section can really trip you up, especially when you're like not locked in fully. Like those scare me a lot. But absolutely amazing score coming from Evernight. And Luan as well is definitely more of those double sections, and like I feel like he wasn't as comfortable on spacing like flow almost. Oh, he shook very bad. Am I blind? I just didn't even see that. Oh my god, I forgot I have soup on the stove. Can I stop starting as soon as I walk away? Dang. Looks like the PS3 is going to get picked, which is their path. Their path? Frick, I can't remember. This is mostly just going to be a heavy reading map. You just see a little bit of Snap going to come into some sections. There was an early break from Evernight. Both players do seem to be having a pretty similar act. This map is almost 4 minutes long, sitting at AR 9.6. So yeah, BPM 172, so not high at all. It's mostly just going to be those alti kind of patterns that can really trip you up. And going into this third quarter of the map, it's not too aggressive and spiky. Not until, say it's the last third of the map. It's mostly just these spacey kind of parts. But both players seem to be fairly comfortable on this. Oh, Evernight under-aimed that reading section. Definitely not going to help them. I mean, there's only a 50k score difference and a break from Ruan, so basically both restarted combos. with about the same act going into the second half of the pick. Um, we're gonna see more of that flow, and Evernight finger locking terribly during that. Otherwise, we see both players. Ooh, Luan does find a break as well. We still have a little over a third of the map left. The score difference is only 50k. I think if Luan does find a miss, and there is rebuild coming from Evernight, so we could start taking this over. It's definitely going to start swinging on his side. Little nerves, you can see everybody scores. Going to the last third, similar act, similar score. But Evernight does have a bit of the advantage, so we're going to make sure his nerves do not come out. Ooh, Luan does find a miss, which is in favor of Evernight, whose score is just so similar. It's a 10k score difference, and it's going to start swinging heavily over to Evernight's side with that nice rebuild. He seems fairly more comfortable on these flowy patterns than Luan's. Ooh, Luan with the under aim. I don't know how well Hidden is working out for him right now. Personally, I am the person who says flow is a lot harder on Hidden. I know some people say the opposite. It's so weird. I don't think there's enough map for Luan to take this back over, even with those misses coming from Evernight. But that second combo that he was able to put together is what put him back on the map. Nice scores coming from both players. We saw Luan in the first half really excel in even though they had both similar acts and whatnot, but he was able to keep combo a lot better. But it was that second half of the map where Evernight just destroyed the score, which really changed the gap from how big it was at the start of the map. Oh, my ears. So that was oh my god, I just what the fuck am I mean, what is it called again? My brain just blinked. I've been streaming too much. Breakpoint. That was a breakpoint. My goodness, my brain hurts today. DT3 is going to be pegged. So stats for this pick. It is Panic at the Disco. I have not heard them in a while. This is edited diff. This is going to be BPM 264. Length about 2 minutes flat. CS4 AR9. Oh yeah, AR9 on DT. Very intriguing, very intriguing. A lot of the time that I hear Panic at the Disco mapped, it's usually awkward aim a lot of the time, or low AR is a lot of the time what you see. And I'm pretty sure this map set was used before for a Hidden too because of the absurd overlaps. Ooh, already Evernight not looking comfortable. Luan as well. This is too short of a map to struggle with keeping combo. Both not doing the best. This wasn't any of their neutrals, so it's just not gonna look good. They just need to both evenly do not the best. Both sitting at about the same act and score because nobody's able to keep combo. But it definitely is those, this finger control that's coming in is definitely what's really hard to keep combo with. Because even during these slow sections, it's still a little bit of brain power that you need. And that mystery coming from Evernight, you see. Neither player is going into the second Ki with any combo. Scored about a 30k difference, leading to Luan from that act difference. Evernight sitting at 88 and Luan sitting at 91. Ooh, and a mystery coming from Evernight again. So those back and forth, like, ooh, my goodness. And we're in the last quarter of the map. Luan, lower the nerves, queen. And he does not need to lose this one because his HP will be drained. Oh, that score is... But Evernight does find a break, so the score is just so similar, even with that teeny bit of combo coming from Luan. No, but he does find a break, so he's going to start swaying over. I don't know. I think there's enough time, but Evernight also finds a break again. So I don't... Oh, my goodness me. Don't scare me like that. First score on the board coming from Luan. Barely dealt any damage to Evernight because their scores are so similar. You can tell both of them were not comfortable on this. The reading, the finger control, like it's very it's very easy to trip up, and especially on DT that makes it even more intense. It will be Evernight's pick now, so we'll see what he's gonna go into. The guy has been able to go all over the board for him so far. PS2. Oh heck no. Oh heck no. After that score we just got, he's going into tapping galore. Bro, I could never play this map. It made me so I felt so useless trying to play this map. Going into the map, this was Evernight's pick. We'll see who's the most comfortable on this. It sure isn't gonna be me. It's heavy flow, heavy tapping, really fast sliders. And based on how the last map would go, I wouldn't go straight into this personally. This is, in my opinion, one of the most difficult maps in the pool, if not the hardest. Because the amount of cut streams and reading you have on this one, and the length, because this is sitting at 2 minutes. AR10 CS 4.4, a BPM 210. This map is if you want to cry yourself to sleep. There is not an absurd amount of filler. There is just spice left and right. And Evernight does find a miss on that slider. This is where you're going to find the problem throughout this whole map. It's just the amount of sliders that just can trip you up out of nowhere. And a lot of the time it goes from really heavy slider sections to a straight like stream, which makes it even harder. Both of them struggling now to keep combo going into this the next quarter of the map. My goodness, I can't speak. Already you see a real big accuracy difference. Evernight sitting at 89 and Luan at 96. both players finding a miss, there is going to be a 40k score difference just based on that accuracy difference. But I'm not too sure how either one of them are going to be comfortable on this one. We are a third way into the map, and Evernight finds a miss again. This may seem like a slow section for the map, but it's just not slow. Chain miss coming from Luan. Alright, we're almost at that halfway mark, so it is going to... You're going to hear of the diff spike soon. Where it just goes back into those heavy stamina sections, as well as like the slider into the streams where it really can trip you up. Just visible patterns everywhere. Because the slider velocity can change at some points and you just don't really notice as much. Both players do seem to miss again going into this second half of the map, and both missing chain miss on that. My goodness, I can't speak. We saw this a lot last week too, where the first half of the match players were able to work through a lot easier, but that second half it's incapable of keeping any combo whatsoever. PS2, they knew what they were doing with this one. That's why I would not pick it. Again, really big accuracy difference with Evernight at 88 and Luan with 94. We're really seeing where he shines here. I think Evernight just gave up on that slider. I have no idea what just happened. We are hitting that last third. It's not until we hit the last quarter of the map that it ramps up super, super hard. So this is going to be a little bit of the quote-unquote free combo section, but there is going to be a 60k score difference. So Evernight is either going to have to keep that combo. They both break, so there's just nothing for either of them to do. It's just going to see who can chain miss the least. Going into these doubles, there's going to be even more space sections and such awkward jumps. It just gets super uncomfortable. Ooh, that 100 on the whole stream from Evernight. I think he's just struggling with reading. I don't know if he's not necessarily giving up, but I think he's a little stressed with the pattern so far. But both of them seem to be as so. This is a stam part. Heavy stam is gonna be zigzags at some point. Yeah, right there. Those are a struggle. This map is just really hard to keep up with. Evernight does... Ooh, it's very cool. That pattern is demon. Complete demon. Luan has dropped a good bit of act, but it's not really going to matter too much. There's less than a quarter of the map left. Unless we see huge amounts of chain misses coming from Luan, I don't know if Evernight is going to be able to take this over, because that last section is rough. This might be one of the hardest maps. It is. And it looks like we're gonna see another pick going on the board for Luan. Ooh, that ending. Yo, who picked this map? Are you trying to cause tears? Think I'd cry myself to sleep. Both teams? Oh, wow. What tournament am I in right now? Both players still doing fairly well, considering that map is not waited for this pool. I know that is a point. This map truly truly a danger in disguise. No, I I don't know the phrase, but understandable that both players struggled. It really definitely was that difference that made the biggest impact. Now that was another break point, so it is going to be Luan's pick now, and he is going to go with a no mod one, keeping it a bit simple. Yeah, I'd say overall, this map is like when you think about not necessarily a no mod one, but a consistency check. A little bit of ulti, some bit of snap. This map stats are gonna be linked 4 minutes, so a little long. BPM 108. I can't see that small. AR 9.66, so a little high, and CS4. Looks like we're going into the map. The jumps in here are not fairly heavy. I'd say this is one of the easier maps in the pool. Very little jumps until you get to like the last quarter of the map. You don't really see any cross screen situations going on, but fitting for this SR, kind of. I think I've just been looking at two high SR pools recently. It's making my brain fried. Both players seem to be holding Evernight with a bit more of an AC advantage, sitting at almost 100, sitting at 99.7, and Luan with a 98. So that's really just what's making that teeny bit of difference. Otherwise, they're both just holding on strong, both hitting that teeny bit of a wiggle, but it's just a bit of a back and forth. But they're not fairly too intense. All right, we're going into the second half of the map now. Good thing that both of them have it broken going in this slower section. If we do see a brink right at this half point, it's not going to look good for either player. After this, the next KI, we're gonna really see it ramp up a good bit more than the beginning section, especially in comparison to the first KI. Bro, why are we not spinning? Oh, I see. Better than me. Both holding on strong, going into the last third of the map, where it does get a bit wider. Both hitting that square pattern. The only real difference right here is just accuracy. There has become a 40k score difference. Oh, that break from Luan really just turned the tides. Even though he was able to hold on pretty much the whole map, since Evernight was also FCing, he was just not going to be able to take this over, especially with such little of the map left, unless we saw a break coming from Evernight. Wait, he's. I don't think he's at. Is he at 0%? Really? No, mod one is in merch. Okay, I think this is GG's. Yeah. Good score from both of them. I believe this is losers. So we will see Evernight next week. Uh, yeah. Thank you guys for watching. I will see you in 20 minutes. BRB!